Hello, it's Icy. I am back with more furniture reference material for The Elder Scrolls Online for the Morrowind chapter. Today, rather than going through the next piece of furniture, which I will come back to next episode, I'm actually going to show you all of the Dwarven items that you can get. So all the Dwarven stuff is in one little episode, which I think will be more useful for people. So there is a bit. One thing I'd say is you can find more in the world. Certainly I have found the cutest little gear. It's about this big. Doing the Morrowind public dungeon, and it just dropped off one of the Dwarven machines, I believe. So anyway, so that's kind of cool. So it is definitely worthwhile farming those if you really want the Dwarven furniture. Also, in the same one, which is the Morrowind one, but presumably the other Dwarven areas will drop the same, found 3 recipes between 2 people over the span of about half an hour. They were just green recipes, but they are there to be found. So if you really want the Dwarven stuff, do farm the Dwarven areas. So let's start with the stuff you can buy in the Crown Store, as we do. So we have the Dwarven Bench, so we'll buy that, because why not? I think actually you may already have one that we did in a previous video. I think we did. We probably didn't need to spend crowns on that. But as you can see, they're very nice. You've seen them around the world. You can definitely sit on them now. They're actually quite attractive, and I think they'd make, if you could afford it, either in mats or gold, I think they'd make a really nice construction material. Like, you could get some really nice tile effects, I think, with sort of setting them down into the ground. So then we have your Dwarven Tables. Now we have the Dwarven Assembly Table. This is quite big and quite long as well. We've got the refined table. Now this is your straight up dining table, but once again, do consider how this would look like set into the ground. If you were looking for some other sort of paving, if you wanted to change the appearance of any floor that you've got, setting that into the ground so it's just above the ground surface could give you a really interesting effect. An expensive effect, but an interesting one. And you've also got the Dwarven Workbench, which you get actually, let's buy one of those. Let's put that in. So, same thing, get some really, actually let's get a couple of those. Yeah, see that? You could get, if you set the right height, you get a really nice kind of outline. So a couple of those lined up. It'd be hard to get the right height, but anyway. The other thing that's good with these is, though the back is not hollow, is one thing. The texture is not as good. It's a bit patchy, but you know, like, you could still do stuff with that. Like, you get a sort of a nice grey marble effect, so it can work. And obviously it's only a blue quality recipe, so if you can find it, it's not going to use massive amounts of materials. So don't know how much it costs on the live server, because right now the live server is not on, which is why I'm here in the public test server making furniture reference videos, as you do. So some bowls. So you will have also seen these floating around in Dwarven dungeons as well, not that you could pick them up, but these are also very nice. That one's lovely, actually. And plate. Let's look at the bowl. But yes, as I have mentioned previously, the prices in the PTS are not the same as the ones on the live server. It is worthwhile looking to see if there's anything in here that you really want. You might be able to find it for a reasonable price, 4 crowns on the real live server. So now we've got some amphora. So we've got one on legs, which is cute. overly fussed about the legged ones. It's okay. The Dwarven canister. Now this is one of the recipes I found, and the Dwarven pot as well, which is actually really nice. I really like the Dwarven pot. So we've got some jugs and some jars on legs and a vessel, which is similar to the others, just a slightly different shape to give you a bit of variation. So that's kind of cool. Drinkware. Oh, we missed the goblet. Oh, the goblet is cool. The goblet would be worthwhile getting. That would be a really nice addition to any house, honestly, because it's a nice bronze colour. Maybe we'll put it at eye height so we can see it. Let's see. Where's my viewpoint? Did I change my viewpoint? I can't. There we go. Oh, that is nice. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yes, that would be a nice addition to a house. You get a goblet rather than... So I think the other style of goblets are all silver, and there's a champagne flute, which is gold, but nothing sort of shorter and in a warm colour. So anyway, super important. Okay, so we have the Dwarven bookcase full. Now, I am going to buy this and use my crowns. This is, I mean, you would have seen in the world, but just for reference, this is massive. I mean, it is absolutely ginormous. It will take up huge chunks of your house if you have one. So it's good as a feature, or I mean, if you're making a purely Dwarven house, you can, as the other things, set it further down into the ground to miss some of that base and just reduce the bulk of it, or you can go the whole way and just make it kind of a boring stone bookcase with a nice top, admittedly, but just keep in mind it really is absolutely massive, and it's thick too. Like, it's not, the books are just kind of, we've got so much room. But it is cool. Alright, lighting. So we've got a number of chandeliers. We have a bard. We have the braced. We have the caged. And we have the framework, which is basically the same as all of those, just without the extra bits on it. So we will just buy this one because it's only... it's not much. Now, the other thing you will note as well is it's also huge. You only really want to put this in somewhere that's got a lot of roof height. This room is obviously a bad choice for this. I did want some light in here because it's a bit dark, but we'll just kind of shove it up into the roof, I think. And you'll also see, so maybe we'll put it here, these are globes. They're like little electrical globes. They're not like candlelight or anything. If you want all the mod cons, go Dwarven. So we'll just shove it up there for the minute so we get a bit of light in here. Alright. So lanterns. So we've got our nice Dwarven lanterns, which are quite elegant. Elegant? I think they're elegant. Very modern. Well, it is Dwarven. I like those a lot. It is an oil lantern rather than electrical, but take what you can get. The Dwarven candles in the cup are kind of not that interesting. Just like a plate and a cup. The candlesticks, I mean, they're okay. I don't think they're worth a purple recipe, really. And the sconces. Now, the sconces are kind of cool. So that's the barred one. And the framework. So let's get a framework one. Oh, wow. Whoops. I do wish they'd fix that. Too far? Too far. There we go. That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. That's actually... Well, there you go. If you've got a short-roofed house, you actually probably want to buy a bunch of the sconces rather than get the chandeliers. Would be a better idea. So we have a Dwarven pew. Refined. Do we have enough money? Yeah, we'll buy this. I hope. Yeah, that's nice. And what else have we got? The vase, the Dwarven vase, which is pretty much the same as the Red Guard spittoon, I think, except this one's bronze, not gold, so you know, you can pick your colour. Alright, now we do have building components, which is really cool. So we've got the Dwarven Valve, which you can stick onto the wall to make it look really tricky. The Dwarven Platform. Now, if you have reviewed or watched my quick pre-launch summary, which I was able to do even under the NDA thanks to ZeniMax, you will have seen this before. Now, this is good. It is a decent size of steps, but you got this face in the middle, so it's not like you can easily use it just whacking some steps somewhere. What I have been able to do is shove it into the wall sideways. Oh, the other thing is this is actually sloped. This is actually sloped out as well. There. This is not like square, it's actually like trapezoid, so you can't line them up neatly and have them work. If you need to get like quite high, you have to do a few funny bits and pieces, so just keep that in mind. On the other hand, it is still pretty useful, but once again, it's a purple recipe. I have seen a picture of one purple recipe. It needs like 15 Dwarven frames, and over however long it is since they released the Dwarven motive, I think I've made a couple of bits of Dwarven armor or weapons, I think. So that means I've got maybe like 4 or 5 Dwarven frames left. Dwarven frames are pretty hard to come across, so just keep that in mind when you're looking at crafting Dwarven items, as opposed to buying them for crowns. I do prefer to craft, but it's expensive. So we've got the Dwarven Platform with steps, which is pretty similar to the table, the assembly table. It's just sort of like a shorter version of that with some steps on it as well. So if you wanted a shorter version, you just spin it around and stick the steps into the wall and you'll be fine. So we have this super cool Dwarven relic trunk, which is fantastic, but it's 1,000 crowns. I don't know if that's how much it costs for real. I don't know, but I'm not spending 1,000 crowns on something that just looks pretty. I'd rather spend 1,000 crowns on a Munderstone for the garden, to be honest. So we have our Dwarven Basin. Let's buy that, which I think is probably, oh, that's really nice. Okay, so I think we've got another great basin, like a wash basin, or a bathroom. And we've got the sealed urn, which you can see a lot of as well. They're very nice. I quite like those. Oh, how big are they? They are a little bit bigger than I thought, but I'm wondering if you set that down into the ground, is that something that could also be good for the bathroom in a particular function? Handy because it's got a lid on it which keeps things neat and tidy, if you know what I mean. That would work quite well. I've finally got a cauldron with a lid for the same purpose. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But this actually would work pretty well as well. It might actually look nicer. Cool. And along with the structures, under the workshop section, we have the rest of these. Now, I bought one of these before. Oh no, the turbine. That's why they put the turbine. It's really, really big. Like, the reason I wanted to place this is I wanted to make sure that anybody watching this is going to buy this and go, like, I know you've got the scale on the preview, and that's great, but you don't really get a feel for how big this thing is. I mean, it is massive. You will need a really big spot to put it if you're wanting to do it. Though, to be honest, that spot there is perfect. If you bought this house I mean, you could set up like a little dwarven laboratory in here, and that would look fantastic. Because that's kind of perfect there. Anyway, the rest of these things, the boiler, also massive, though it's only blue. All right, let's buy that. Why not? What have we got? Pop it over here. Is that the way up it should go? Oh, who knows? Stick it there like that. Probably stick it sideways, but the other way around. Anyway, also massive. What else do we have? We have an engine fan, which you can stick on the wall, which kind of looks pretty cool. We have a switch. Don't know what makes that a switch, but you know, extra pipe section. So you could get a couple of these and then connect things together. That's the turbine, which is simply ginormous, and you've got a cap seal which you could stick on the wall, which also would look very cool. So that's all of the dwarven furniture that you can get in the Crown Store. I believe most of this will also be available as recipes that can be found and or purchased through the Lalu furnishing bits, which you will see on a different video from doing crafting writs. So let me know what you think. Are you going to make a dwarven house if you can afford it with the mats and or the gold? Yeah, really interested. Looks cool. Hoping for more bits and pieces. Would love some more pipes, I think. Like, it's great to have these right angles, but really, in order to make something look super funky, you'd need a few more straight bits. I mean, we can connect this up. Let's see. You know, we could let's see. Connect that in like that. Which look, if we could line it up, kind of cool. You definitely put a few things together, but it would be easier if you had pipes. So yeah, let me know below what you think. Do give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Please do subscribe over there for more furniture reference material and other Elder Scrolls online content, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.